I was in Ahmedabad 1980, 89, 90
Yep. Wow.
with the Space Application Center.
Yeah.
So what is the time now in Mauritius?
It is, I think, 3 o'clock.
Okay. 1.5 hours difference only. So what do you do in Mauritius actually? You deal with the children, young children, or?
Yeah, but among children, I provide them activities with the help of James Foundation,
Okay.
and to youngsters and the elders, I provide them with listen different courses free of charge.
Okay. So what do you
There are
basically,
4,000.
basically
Yeah.
teach?
No, I don't teach directly, but I was a teacher in biology.
Ah,
While here in Mauritius, biology is very less popular.
okay.
So I am helping some of the medicos and other people.
Okay.
I provide them the courses.
Okay. Is it
They, sorry,
offline or online?
it is completely online.
Okay. Completely online. Okay. Good.
If they require teacher aid, then we provide that too.
Okay.
But
Nice.
that is paidable.
Okay.
It depends upon the teacher.
Okay. Good.
There are so many things to learn from you, sir. When I will be able to.
Where did you hear me?
Sorry?
You heard me somewhere earlier?
Oh my God. Of course, you are the first person to give me the number of Houston and Texas.
Okay. Namaste.
And watching all the videos.
Nice. Thank
Even
you.
in,
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Archana. So you could ask me anything, Prashant ji.
yeah, actually, I am looking forward for one of the thing first. That is Panchakosha Vignan.
Okay.
बिलोंग का मतलब उसके संबंधित
Why Rathod is okay. So what is that basic thing up to which you wanted to tell a prelim so that I can expand from there?
Panchakosha is Gnanamaya Kosha, Anandamaya Kosha, like that.
Yeah,
Five
that-
different koshas are
That is
there.
correct. We have
Which
Annamaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, Manonmaya Kosha, Vijnanamaya Kosha, Anandamaya Kosha. So you want me
all
to...
these five I want to learn from you.
Okay. What you can see is physical, materialistic.
Right, sir.
That is Annamaya. Annamaya means it can sustain only with a vital solid liquid air which can feed so that it can expand. So body or life, whichever has got a body and life, which has got a physical existence, is called Annamaya Kosha, because it is fed by Panchabhutas. So it needs ground to stay, it needs water to sustain, it needs something to fire, because any food what goes inside is being fired.
Real, sir.
Dahanam is the word, Sanskrit word. Dahanam means firing. So through firing
I understand.
we can sustain life. So even a plant is firing inside.
I'm trying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
As a
then
cell biologist, I can understand it.
yeah. And then the next one is air. To process it needs, you need good air. Otherwise circulation doesn't happen. Blood circulation, any pollution circulation inside the body, waste to push out, even sweat to come out, you need air.
Right, sir.
And
Okay.
Bhagavan has given air inside a egg, a little bit of air, so that when the egg becomes chicken, it can take the first breath and then use that force to push the skeleton shell out. So air is essential for the sustenance of the solid body which we have. So all the Panchabhutas filled inside is Annamaya Kosham. Annamaya Kosham cannot exist without Pancha, the 5 elements which are existing around him. But then with these we can't do anything. I am talking to you not because I am a materialistic body. I have got prana inside, which makes my functions active. That prana is there. Yada pinde tada brahmande. Even a small atom or the universe has got a consciousness, but it doesn't have prana. Now we have the prana inside. That means the air which goes inside can make this vital force to act. If the air stops, everything stops. So actual prana is the air. That is why it is called pranavayu. When the air goes only, this works. So it's such a mission where air goes, it functions. And that air needs to be pumped in different directions, which I can clean myself. That is what the original spiritual being, when they understood how this prana goes inside and then sustains it to act, make it to act into action. That is what our Saptashuddhi is. Prana apana vyano udhana samana me shuddhyandam. Prana apana vyana udhana. Every air which is inside me needs to be clean. So in fact I am cleaning my prana. So when the Annamaya Kosham is filled with the prana, next to Pranamaya Kosham, that doesn't make me a wiser man. I can be a cruel man and a wiser man. So what makes me wiser? What makes me human? What makes me a real being with a society? What makes me a social being? What makes me to understand others? What gives me a compassion, which is not the character of an animal? So if I have that in me, that is called manas. Not that everybody has got a manas. So we keep saying, oh, his mind is good. He has a mind to do. That is why when somebody asked me help, I said, I don't mind doing it. The mind itself is the ability for me to react to situations. So Manonmaya Kosha, Manas, Prana, Manas. If prana is there, you can have manas or not can have manas. The body is there, you can have prana without prana also. So it goes by step. Annamaya Kosham, Pranamaya Kosha, Manonmaya Kosha. Okay. Then next comes intellect. Do I gather knowledge? Do I ask questions? Do I have the quest to know what is going around this world? Or am I only concerned about me? When Prashant ji told that you are from Mauritius, immediately I connected. I started asking questions about Mauritius. When you said Gujarat, immediately I asked, where are you from? Bhavanagar. Immediately I said, I was there in Ahmedabad. So we connect. How is that connection possible? Because I have got a geographic mind. And you connected immediately saying that, I connected you to hostel. So you remember things. So how much of memory we have, how much of comprehension ability we have, how much of connectivity to the past and the future we have, how much documentation you do, how much we share from one knowledge to another knowledge. All that together happens only when your intellect is better. So, Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manonmaya, next Vijnanamaya. That is Vijnanam. That Vijnanam also, like the Manas which I said can have a good mind and a bad mind, Vijnanam also can be bad knowledge also. Or whatever knowledge which I use in the wrong sense for the public, for the general acceptance is not there in the action which I am doing. Or maybe I am misinterpreting everything. Therefore, we have knowledge in English, but in Sanskritam we have Jnanam, which is converted into Ajnanam, Vijnanam. Good knowledge, not having knowledge, or good knowledge which can be used for a better purpose. And then I must be able to use my knowledge where, when, why, how, in front of whom, where to use it, when to use it. So WWH, all that. If that can be done with the good presence of mind, oh, he will say this person is acceptable to the society. So I should not argue where I should not argue. I should argue where I have to argue. So all that together is called Vijnana. So we should have a good Vijnanamaya Kosham. It is not a Jnanamaya Kosham. It is Vijnanamaya Kosham actually. What we have to gather. If we have Vijnanam, then Anandam will come. If you have only Jnanam, Anandam will not come. Anandam is happiness. That is bliss, not a temporary happiness. The happiness which remains for longer time. Only if you have Jnanam, I may do something but immediately I will feel, oh, I should not have told this to Isabel. I did a big blunder. Which makes me to become unhappy, though while telling I was happy, but soon after that I become unhappy. So my continued happiness depends on blissfulness. Anandam actually is not a short term. It is not happiness. It is actually bliss. So I must do anything which is so that wherever I go, I spread happiness, because that is my ultimate, the peripheral. The body, actually it is in each cell, but it is also in the Brahmandam and Pindandam sort of a thing. If each cell in my body has got a consciousness, each cell has got all these koshas, but then all together I have got a prana, aura. So that life force energy is like a cover around my body. So my prana is not inside, it is inside as well as outside. My knowledge is inside as well as outside. I don't have to circulate in my biology may not agree this, because hardware can be understood by biology, software need to be understood by spirituality. So what happens is, I give an example of the reflex actions which we have. Assume that I am walking and I am slipped and almost going to fall, but I have not fallen. I am almost going to fall, and my body knows that this part of my body is going to hit the ground, and you may get a pain here without even hitting. The body understands it is going to hit, and therefore the reflex action, the messages that some cells are going to get damaged, replace it, all actions are started in our body without even the physical action happens. So our software is much more faster than the hardware. The body need not have a pain. The software keeps starting the pain. So before the body gets affected, all these koshas will start getting affected. I keep saying one of the example is migraine headache. Before the headache comes to the head, the patient knows that the headache is going to come. They will feel, I am going to get headache. Headache has not come, but the feeling of the headache comes first, then the headache comes. Right? So how can you, what is the purpose of knowing all this? How can you make somebody's aura, all these panchakoshas balanced? I have a book authored, Seedlings. I don't know, you must not have seen that book.
No.
Yeah, I myself forgot about that book which I wrote maybe 10-15 years back. But somebody has searched it and then found in my blog. And we had a discussion last year, so asked me to fill up some gaps in that. So recently I made that into a full book. The book is called Seedling. Seedling. Seedling.
Okay.
That I expanded that time. That was in 2002, almost 20 years back.
Oh.
21 years back I wrote it actually, but I forgot. About the book itself I forgot. But it is there in the blog. Now it's available in the blog. Spiritual and esoteric energy dowsing and healing. That is the expansion for Seedling. Spiritual and esoteric. Esoteric means which cannot be understood, which cannot be explained. Guhyam, that is the Sanskrit word. Guhyam, Guhyataram, Guhyatamam. You can see in Bhagavad Gita many times Bhagavan Krishna keeps on saying the knowledge is Guhyam, the knowledge is Guhyam. And that Guhyam means esoteric, which cannot be explained, which people don't understand. You need to think yourself to understand it later. So spiritual and esoteric energy, all these are energies. Pranamaya, Manonmaya, Vijnanamaya, Anandamaya, except the Annamaya kosha. Annamaya is a solid body. The rest of the four koshas are energy bodies. So that body's energy, how do you detect it? That is called a dowsing. So I can dowse and find out the people. To see the aura is possible. I can balance the aura. Earlier I used to use trimeter. You can Google and find out there is a meter called a trimeter. There is a flux meter, Egli wheel. All these missions and explanations, as I know in 2002 I have explained in that book. Things have not changed. Even today it is one and the same. So we can identify this when it is going down, when it is going up. Maybe the aura gets affected first, then the body later, after a few years only. So if I can scan and find out where the aura is missing, maybe we can balance it. So the thumb impression picture and the body scan, all these are used for getting the picture of aura.
Okay.
There are equipments available. We can find the color of the junctions, all the chakras we have, which color is there, whether it has been concentrated color or spread color. With that we can interpret. So it's like an X-ray can take the bone structure and then find out where it is broken. The aura picture can be taken. The aura cameras are available in which you can take the picture and find out. Right. This is what a preliminary thing. The whole book is a big book actually. It is maybe 70 to 80 pages in the normal font.
And blog is available online, no?
Yeah, DrTPS Seedling. Otherwise, send me a WhatsApp. I'll send you the link.
Yeah.
It is in a blog. There are so many blogs. So in one of the blog is this Seedling. Seedling DrTPS. I think you will land up there because there is, and that the book was on discussion with one of my person who was interested to know, and after that only I edited the book. So that is also there on video, YouTube.
Yes, yes.
So go to seedling. Under that also the blog link I have given.
Okay.
Namaskaram,
Sir,
Isabel.
any-
Isabel is from Argentina.
Namaste to all. Namaste,
Namaste,
Gunichi.
namaste.
A pleasure to be in this meet.
Good.
Thank you for invite me.
You should ask questions.
I don't know. No.
Jane.
Today, not a question. I attended to all.
Yeah, okay. Archana is there. Jayanti is there. Elizabeth. Nisha. Nisha is from where? Hujefa Merchant. Come on. You are muted, Shuchit.
Liking questions, Pranam.
Pranam.
Yeah, it was an interesting start. I don't have a question right now. And then find out few questions.
Nisha is from
But
where?
anyway,
Tell me, Shuchit.
when we are interacting in a bigger group,
Ah,
a group of unknown individuals,
ah.
what should be the mode of interaction? Matlab, if you want to speak of the truth, you feel you should speak of the truth, or you should think about the larger. I was thinking about Vijnanam you were telling right now. There are certain people who you don't find them resonating with yourself. What should you do? Keep
Ignore.
quiet?
Ignore.
Achha.
Ignore and keep
But-
quiet. That is best. And then private you can tell them. See, for example, I attend a function in which it was not going the way it has to happen. What can I do? I can only find fault, but it doesn't make any difference. So the best thing should be with that,
Yeah, but I'm asking specifically when I'm hosting certain events.
Huh.
Yours is an open forum right now, actually I can ask. But the topic is something else, the person is speaking on something else. So how to, calmly you should be able to moderate them.
Yeah.
This is, I want to learn. I can tell steadily you are going away from the subject, but that's not a good way to bring somebody back to the subject.
Maybe one
What
of
should we do?
the polite method of telling is, this is an interesting subject. That is how the Westerners will handle it. This is an interesting subject, but I think we have gathered together for a different purpose. We will have a separate meeting for you later, and then we will discuss on that. That could be a wiser
Better
one.
way.
Yeah, that is how generally conferences we handle people who are unstoppable.
Yeah. Actually, basically, when I'm going to the Twitter spaces often and conducting them as a host or a co-host, then the whole responsibility is of yours that you should not be on certain lines. But then when you stop, the people will feel bad. And
Actually-
when you don't stop, you have the responsibility.
Actually, you need a good presence of mind to handle such people. I remember my subject is image processing. So I was doing an image processing, telling that no, you rotate the image, stretch the image, do this operation on that so that the output will become like this. Somebody said, how can you do this to the image? very knowledgeable person. But sometimes you will have to fittingly give a wit saying that, no, image never objects, then what is your objection there? You understood? Image never objects. And what is your objection there? You do what you want, I will do what I want, right?
Sometimes you are taking a very apolitical subject and the person is starting on politics and everything on that.
See, Shuchita, one basic thing we should understand. I am a human being, you are a human being, all of us are human beings. We have mood, we have knowledge, we have time. Nothing is going to happen just because assume that this whole Google Meet is going to collapse. Everything is going to be, nothing is going to happen to me and you. Got it? We are only here to share some knowledge. And if it is purposeful, helpful in some way, somewhere to someone, I am happy. I cannot satisfy everyone. See, now the Prashant ji came and asked a question. Don't ask me whether it is related to mentoring or not. Is it related to mentoring? Yeah, it is related to mentoring. Because what I meant, I mentor fivefold mentoring. A mentor should have a physical mentoring. I must tell him what to eat, what should not eat. Physical. Emotional mentoring is always emotional. Right? You can see many of my classes in which now my old archives, all the CDs which were never on YouTube, I am able to collect it back. It needs a cleaning, it needs a download, it needs to be formatted because it's an old format from the video camera. Even audio I am not able to convert to most of them, so I lost. But I am investing a lot of my time on this. Maybe 20 hours I work on that. And I found sometime when I went to some of the colleges in Kerala, those days I used to be around Kerala for lectures. You can see children coming on the stage and then crying. I ask, why are you crying? I lost the beginning part of your lecture, so I feel so bad. And that's why. And you can see 300 people in front of them and they don't mind crying. Got it? But I am sure that emotional attachment they don't even show to their parents. Why do they don't show? Wherever you have liberty, there only you will show. Assume that I go half an hour and then talk to them. They feel so much close to me. You can see the Calcutta last time I went. During the conference, the program was a lot of music, dance, which is okay, but you cannot have too much of that in a program. I came out, I was standing in the corridor, the children came and then started talking to me. Next day morning I went to the school. Actually it is children who invited me. They spoke to me for almost 2 hours. We are standing and then you can see when somebody commented there saying that you look at the eyes of the children who are looking and talking to me. You can see the enthusiasm, the spirit, the love, the admiration, the interest in the topic can be seen in their eyes. It's almost 2 hours, but we didn't have a video. Later, one of the students felt, oh, I should take a video, and then only 20 minutes or 25 minutes I got it. Got it? That interest the children have makes them to feel close to you. So, appearance can make somebody to get attracted. So, physical, it doesn't stay longer. But then the emotional attachment can be, oh, you are showing sympathy, you are showing compassion. So, that can be one reason for people to get attracted. So, the kosha which I said, Annamaya kosha is physical, Manoanmaya kosha is emotional, then Vijnanamaya kosha. How diplomatically you talk to people. Elizabeth is very good in this. She appreciates each one, she acknowledges each person, and nicely she will cut off some people who are not supposed to speak on a moment. She will nicely cut them off also. Got it? That is high diplomacy. You need a good intellect to do that. Good presence of mind. Understood? So, intellectually you are able to collect those people and then counsel them actually. You get into the frequency. You like somebody because, oh, it's not that he is loving to you, or maybe I may not reflect the way my sister Elizabeth is getting reflected from many people. Sometimes I may be very harsh, I may be very sharp, but still she is able to tolerate me because thinking that, oh, some points are coming from me, let me use that points, Got it? So you need physical, emotional, intellectual, and another one is social. See, you listen to politicians not because they are beautiful, not because they love you, not because they are intellect. They have got a social acceptance. A rich person you respect, not because he is going to give you some money. Right? You and me means not me and you. I am saying rich people are invited in a big program because they are famous. Right? And indirectly they are supporting the society. So they have a social influence. When a cinema actor comes, people gather together. Not because he is an intellect, not because he has got love towards you. Not necessarily he is the most beautiful person also. Right? Not that handsome. But he had got some role. He could influence somebody. So he has got a charisma. That charisma is a social quotient. All of us respect them. The politician comes not because he has got something to do with me or I have something to do with him. We have to respect him because he has got a social influence. So physical, emotional, intellectual, social. And most influential is spiritual. All these people go to the spiritual person. But I keep asking Swamijis and the saints who are all saffron dressed. Nobody likes their children to be a Swami. Many people will take their kids to the saint and say, give blessings. For what? Do you think the priest can bless? A small child comes, let you become a priest tomorrow? No, that is not expected. Correct? So that is an evolution which happens inside you and then you reach there. But society doesn't want any of their children to become that. That's a paradox. That's a big paradox. Right? Every parent's father and mother want their children to get married, have their kids. But then we want a lot of spiritual people and we respect them. We go behind them also. Not because they are beautiful, not because they are emotionally attached to you, not because they have great brain, not because they are influencing society. There are people who don't even come to society and sit in the caves. I am not talking about those popular English blah 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 gurus who are WhatsApp gurus today. No, I am not talking about them. I am talking about the real masters, the Himalayan masters who stay inside the cave. But people travel all the way to meet them and then spend a time with them. So they are not popular because they wanted to become popular. Maybe they have students, they have somebody followers, they want them to become famous. Correct? So actually this fivefold development is related to the Panchabhutas, the Panchakoshas, the Panchendriyas, everything is one and the same. So it is fivefold development. The physical, emotional, intellectual, social, spiritual. It is the same. Annamaya, Pranamaya, Vijnanamaya, Anandamaya. Anandamaya means bliss. That is spiritual. Enlightenment. When you get enlightened, when you become spiritual, full Anandam will come. And now all these Panchabhutas can be related to the character of you in three characters. The three characters can be Sattvic, Rajasic and Tamasic. Sattvic, Rajasic and Tamasic. Sattvic is, I am compassionate, I have wisdom, I consider everybody, I don't get angry, I don't do cruelty. The yoga first step, yama, non-violence. That is Sattvic actually. Violence is Rajasic. Sattvic is non-violence. That is yama. So it is also related to yoga. Yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, samadhi. When you reach samadhi, you are totally Sattvic. Full-time Sattvic. Internally also, not externally showing. Internally being. So, Tamasic is what? I don't care whatever happens in the society. I want my food, I want to sleep. Too selfish. I don't care what happens to my neighbor. So, if you can be a Tamasic person, you are not useful for society. Maybe only to the family who are around you, where you are dependent directly. Everybody is dependent on everybody else. That's indirect. But directly dependent, they will support. That's it. Otherwise, no. So they don't think about the world tomorrow. The more Sattvic you are, you think about the world. But you are not concerned about you. But whereas Rajasic is, I want power, position so that I can rule the world. I can do favoritism to my own people but not to everybody. So from one selfishness to little larger selfishness where power, position can be shown. I can collect money. For what? To distribute to somebody else. So that my power can be shown. So Bhagavad Gita, Krishna clearly says, people collect money and distribute. Actually, they are Rajasic. You are doing social service with whose money? The money which you have collected from society only, back again. But why are you doing it? If you are doing it for no name, no fame, that is Sattvic. But you are doing it for name and fame, that becomes Rajasic. So action is not what is to be concerned. The way in which you do. So this can be related to your Manonmaya Kosha. That can be related to your Vijnanamaya Kosha. That can be related to your Anandamaya Kosha. So three levels, Sattvic, Rajasic, Tamasic, can also be related to this. Now why do somebody become Sattvic, Rajasic, Tamasic? That is because your basic, one is character, which is inside you. What you show is behavior. But then the constitution of your body matters. It depends on which region you belong to, which part of the world. By telling the geography, you can tell what sort of character they are, basically, because the geography has got lot of influence on them. The climate has got influence on them. So we have a great science which talks about diseases based on, disease is not dis-ease. The word dis-ease itself says it is not for the body, it is for the mind. It is for the manas. It is for the feelings. Dis-ease is a feeling. So I can understand the feeling of the person based on the geography, based on their body. That science is Ayurveda. So Ayurveda describes people in 3 different forms. Vata, Pitta, Kapha. You are lethargic. You are more fatty. Right? Whether you have got allergy with the surroundings. Based on that we characterize. So it is not you inside. You living in the nature. How do you react to the nature? How the nature react to you? And we have a very bad system actually. Ayurveda never assume that somebody goes with an allergy and says, I have got dust allergy. I can have allergy with the nature. So what is the modern system says? You keep away from that problem and then solve the and then put you back again. What will happen again? The disease will come back because you are not treating the person in the problem. You are taking him away from the problem. Taking him away from the problem itself is, suppose I have dust allergy, I keep myself away from dust. I will not have allergy. But then the medicine is given to give me solution for which I have no problem at all actually. Then put me back again, what will happen? The problem will come. So Ayurveda believes a person has to be treated with the problem, with the environment, without changing his situation. Got it? Suppose somebody is not getting angry when he is not involved in any activity around, he will never get angry. No. You have to get angry in such a situation. How do you behave? That is the, assume that, oh, I never got cold. Why? Because always I am in the same situation. I am not gone to hot place or this summer I did not change my air conditioned temperature. Winter also I did not change my air conditioned temperature. You are a clean person. Put in a same environment. No, that person is not fit. You have to go in the society. Panchabhutatmakam. That is what it says. You have to get into the environment, pollute yourself totally in the pollution, and then find out whether you can survive. Then you are a strong person. I will never get angry. Why I should get angry? Because everybody around me always say you are great, you are great, you are great, you are great. Nobody will get angry. But to such a person, when somebody says you are not done something right, you have done something wrong, finished. So your sattvic nature is not when you have got no problems. Sattvic nature will come out only when you have lot of problems. Rajasic is not when my enemy is unfit to fight with me. My Rajasic should be shown. I can fight only with the person who can fight with me. Assume that somebody is a very small person and I can fight and kill him. I cannot say I am a Rajasic person. No, that is not correct. I must fight with somebody who has the ability to fight back and prove that I have that energy to fight with him. Then I can be called as a Rajasic. So environment matters. Bharatiya Shastram always talks about Pancha Bhutas. So how do I survive? There are people, very, very great fellows, achieved the highest. You know, during the last 2 years, if you look at how many people committed suicide because they are not able to face the problem in their life. Great celebrities. The so-called army, air force, navy who are having so much power and positions committed suicide. In some of the cities in India where we have got lakes, in the center of the city, big lakes, when the result is published, police will go around. Otherwise, you can see many children will jump inside and commit suicide. Because if they fail one examination, they are not able to stand in the world. Because they have never found the failures. This is a problem. Actually, we should face problems and prove ourselves It is not an issue for me. Let me fail, doesn't matter. So when 10 people attend an interview, only one person can get the chair. I keep saying, maybe you are too fat or too lean, the chair doesn't fit for you. That is why you are not selected. But you can find a bigger chair or a smaller chair for you in some other place, right? So I keep saying, I have got a philosophical position which says, one, you stand in a bus stop. When the bus comes, you get inside. You are so happy. But you must know, when you get inside a bus, you are missing a lot of buses. All the other buses which are coming behind you lost. Correct? So when you get into a bus, you miss a lot of buses. Once you miss a bus, you get a lot of buses. So you can see sometime when we get into a bus, you will see the other bus which was coming behind overtakes and then goes. It goes faster. Oh, I would have taken that bus. I missed this bus. Maybe that bus is having more number of seats vacant and you could have had a relaxed travel. But you got into the first bus which was so rush and you don't like the people around you. Then when the other bus is seen, you say, oh, I should have taken that bus. It goes in life like this. So once you miss a bus, you get a lot of buses. Once you get into a bus, you miss a lot of buses. So don't get worried if something is lost. Better things will come in life. That attitude should be there for children. That is not there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Basically, parents don't let them learn that.
Now that is highly spiritual. It cannot be taught by parents because they are spiritual, not spiritual. What is spirituality? We have got yaga, yatna, all the rituals in temples where we give nice rice is put into fire, nice coconut is broken. These are all to teach you most precious things. I don't want. But we still do it without even knowing why is it being done. The purpose of rituals are to teach you why are you gifting money in the church and the temple? Money is most precious, but you are telling that I don't want, you take it. That's a great mentality. I must have that ability to say I don't want. To such a person, if they don't get a job also, they should say, yeah, I don't want. Let somebody else take that job.
Last is, sir, I came across a little girl who was facing certain kind of troubles in her life. She came for the horoscope analysis. Suddenly jumped into my place and said, Didi, how much you will take to analyze my horoscope? I said, what is your problem? Let me know. And she started with her own family background and everything. And then finally it came out that the problem was not with the girl, it was with the family.
Yeah, most of the time it is the environment.
Yeah, it was the environment that was creating trouble for her. And then she wanted me to be a full-time mentor, but I couldn't do that. So it was something which sometimes when I say no to somebody, then also I feel very bad. I don't have time. I said this to her, but so many times she wanted the follow-up, but then I felt bad. Sometimes I want to work upon this bad quality of mine. That if you say somebody that yeah, I don't have time, I feel bad. But you cannot find time for everybody.
Yeah, we need to have, that is why most of the time the best thing is to put into a group. See, I cannot teach, I teach a lot of subjects, but I don't teach anybody. What I do is I connect them to a different person who has got a lot of knowledge. Ask them to discuss and then come back. If you cannot solve there, come back to us. Most of the people have this problem, they focus on problems. No problem is a big problem if you don't focus. Actually, there is no problem in the world. Only when you focus and you keep on using the same problem everywhere, there is a great fun. Somebody goes to a doctor and says, I have pain here, 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 everywhere pain. Later it is identified the pain is not,
Finger.
it is on the finger. Correct. So wherever you touch, you get pain because your finger is paining. So some people have this problem. So what is generally to be done is give them big assignments, bigger jobs, which they cannot solve that easily, so that the focus and attention goes different. If they are not taking up such problems, that means they are lazy. Their problem is not environment, it is an internal problem, they are lazy. That is the biggest problem in this world. People don't want to take up big responsibilities. Right? There is no problem. I don't think Prime Minister will get a jet lag, because he has no time to sleep after a travel, right? Do you think the Prime Minister gets a jet lag after a travel? He takes rest for 2 days, but a normal person takes. That is because you are not trusted with a lot of responsibilities. So you have to grow. Otherwise, small problems become big problem. Suppose somebody comes and tells me that no, I have a problem, my parents are scolding. What I do is I scold them much harsh. Then now I will think, who scolded you? You scolded me. Yeah. Now you forgot what has happened earlier in the house, right? Before coming to me. Correct? So they want a bigger dose. They want bigger problems. See, they have not faced bigger problems in life, so small problems looks very big for them. Correct? You have to stand up. When you stand up, you can see big mountain. You lie on the floor, a small stone looks a big mountain for you. You lie on the floor and keep a small pebble in front of your eyes, that looks a big hurdle for you. So you have to stand up. Move away. Move away from the problems. Climb on top of the problem. So I keep saying, an English word, when I am in trouble, I am in problem, I keep saying I am in a problem, I am in a problem, I am in a problem. If I keep on talking about problem, I will be inside a problem. That is why I am saying I am in a problem. So what should I do? I should come out of the problem. Suppose problem is a big ball, I am inside, that is why I am saying I am in a problem. So if I come out of the ball, what do you say? The problem is there, I am here. Why do I feel the problem is there? Because I have taken that problem. So actually the problem is in me. So there is a small correction. Don't say I am in a problem. Say problem is in me. When you have big problems, what you do? Relax. Nothing is going to happen. Every problem is only for some time. After that, new problem will come. If you are progressing in your life, every day problems will come. So wait for a better and new bigger problems in your life, so that the smaller problems you will forget. That is what is to be done. So this has to be the method. Give them assignments. Give them bigger jobs, bigger aspirations.
I think I have a question.
Yes, welcome. I love it.
Okay. Just as your last statement of give them a job on assignment or big aspiration, my questions relate to that, which I think I would like you, sir, to elaborate more. If the mentees didn't ask questions, like for example, you meet your mentees, they come with their problem, and they are not asking questions. You are waiting for them but you don't want to waste a lot of time waiting for them to ask the questions. Is it possible then for the mentor to create questions for them?
Give them a pen and paper and ask them to write and come.
Okay.
Generally, they don't speak face to face, but most of the time what I get is a recorded audio. If I say I will call you, they will say no, I don't want to talk. But then immediately I will say record and send it, I will get paragraphs. Ask them to write, they will write. See, yesterday somebody told me that no, my friend has a problem. I understood from the first word itself that it is not friend's problem, it is her problem she is telling. Actually, she don't want to tell. I said, now, all the solutions, when I am giving solution, I am telling, you should do it, you should do it. Then immediately she asked, how do you know that it is my problem? I said, we know. We know it's your problem. But you don't want to ask, you don't want to tell it is your problem. So you pretend that it is somebody's problem. You tell that no, it is somebody's. Most of the people don't want to expose themselves. That is why in the schools and colleges, we have got counseling person, mentors. They don't tell their problems to them. The reason is every day they are meeting. That can be one of the reasons to exploit them. Number one. They don't tell their problems to parents, though parents can solve most of their problems. Because they may find fault. They may use their authority on them. Right. So you need someone. If you want, you can. Generally, when somebody comes to me, I don't call them at all. I don't call anybody, in fact. Only when they call me, I attend. If they don't come back to me also, I have no problem. I take it for granted that they have solved their problems. That's it. I don't call. Only when they send a message, probably I'll send my videos and connections and such things to remind. But I don't talk to them. I don't send a personal message. But I found when my video message goes, immediately they will come back with a problem. So they are waiting, whether this person still remembers me, still in contact. Then they come and tell me all the problems. This happens. So best thing is to ask them to write, ask them to record and send it. All these are possible. So they wanted to hide their, sometimes it is easier for them to express through writings and recorded audios than talking to you straight. And there are people who come to me with the problems. I don't speak to them the problems at all. When I conduct residential programs of 10 days workshops, 10 days programs, they come with a problem, but I don't speak to them the problem at all. We have a lot of drama, we have a lot of activities. At the end of the day, they will tell, yeah, my problem is solved. You have solved my problem. So it's an indirect method of doing it. So somebody don't want to talk to me, but I know that they need my help. That is the time when sometime I arrange these sort of programs. That's also one of the reasons which I arrange my program, and somebody will be silently attending. Actually, they want my introduction to find out whether I can solve problems. And somebody's problem, when we discuss, they find, oh, this person can be approached for and then I can get my solutions. Soon after that, they talk to me also. Right. So these are very, very normal. It depends on person to person, situations to situation, age to age, culture to culture. All that matters. The severity of the problem, all that matters.
Say concerning that, sir.
Yeah.
Can I?
Yeah, sure.
Can I?
Sure.
Okay. Another thing also, when you say something about give them job or assignments, which can redirect their focus with their problem, something like that. But does that not shows that in our own or in their own way, are they not going to look like we are not concerned about their problem?
This is why I said no problem is permanent in this world. There is no problem in my life which I will think throughout my life. My child is having fever. That is a big problem for me that day. But what is that? Assume that my mother, my father, my relative, 2-3 people are around. I feel confident that if something happens, I can take care of my child. Being alone is one of the biggest problem when there is a problem. So what I am giving is a confidence in him or her, saying that I am with you. Right? But I am with you not to solve your problems. I am with you to make you powerful to solve the problems. I should not solve problems. I will tell you, yesterday, one very senior teacher who used to attend many of my sessions called me and then said her son wanted to do an assignment, they want help. I said, no, I am not going to help anybody to solve problems, assignments. Don't send me questions and then ask me to solve. I could solve it, but I don't want to do it. Or I may have some student who can do it for them. That is not my job. I can teach him that subject so that they can solve their problems. This is like helping somebody for passing examination. I am giving the answer and then somebody is writing and passing, right?
No, that's not.
So every problem, if somebody has got a problem with, suppose wife has a problem with the husband, it is their problem to solve it. But I can empower this wife or husband to see how they can adjust with the problem, how they can talk to each other, how they can communicate so that they can solve their problems. So I am not solving problems. I am a psychotherapist. I am a counseling person. A counseling person is not providing solutions. He is only giving power for the person to solve his own problems. Encourage them to face problems. See, Bhagavad Gita is the great textbook. Krishna is supporting Arjuna to fight the war. Actually, one moment is good enough for Krishna to solve the problem. He could have killed all the other enemies because he is God himself, Bhagavan. And there is one weapon which says Sudarshanam, which he throws. All the enemies whom he thinks about, all of them will be chopped and then finished the war. In 1 second he can finish. But he is encouraging his student, his person who is asking questions, and that person says it is very tough. Yeah, it is very tough, but you should practice. See, my job is not answering the 10th class, my student's answers and then give him a certificate is not my job. My job is to make him understand the problem so that any question comes in his life, he can answer it. So that is mentor's job. Mentor is not going to solve any problems. Mentor is only empowering the person. And most of the problems at this point of time, see, Shuchita is talking about astrology. When somebody comes to me with a problem, I find this time is not good for you. That doesn't mean he is going through that time throughout his life. After some time, the time will change. So wait for that. See, you need to have that patience to wait until your time becomes clear so that you can do things. So it needs little patience. Maybe this is not the time to support. See, when there is a river flowing, there can be an objection. A wood has fallen, a tree has fallen, it is objecting the river to flow. The river will try bottom, side, everywhere, but still it is not able to solve. What will happen? Flow over. It has to fill, and one day it is filled, it will start overflowing. So it is not stop flowing. It is to push more water so that it can overflow faster. Your energy has to be stronger, effort has to be stronger, more force have to be used so that you can overflow. Every problem is like that. It is only a temporary stoppage, you can overflow. And when you overflow, actually the water flow becomes so beautiful. When it is flowing normally, water flow is not beautiful. We love waterfall. What is waterfall? There is an objection and the water color will become whitish. Otherwise the water color is bluish. We don't enjoy that water. When the water flows from up, that becomes pearls. So the beauty of water is when it is stopped and overflows. Similarly, when you solve your problem, you find it, oh, it is energetic. It is great. So give energy. That is what our job is. So mentoring is not teaching. Mentoring is not solving problems. It is to tell them, you have to solve your problem, but I will make you fit for that.
Interesting.
So actually counseling and mentoring is like a gymnasium. Emotional gymnasium. You can call it as. I am giving a new name. Emotional gymnasium. See, for example, somebody comes and tells, no, I cannot study mathematics. I must be able to teach mathematics in such a interesting fashion. They will love mathematics. That's what I do. Many students come and tell me that this subject is very tough for them. I will make it interesting to them. I said, come to me. In half an hour, I will show you the love. Love that subject. That's what I do. You don't know cooking. You don't love cooking. Come to me. I will make you to enjoy cooking. See, every job you must enjoy. That is what is required.
Very interesting discussion today. I just want to relate to what Dr. TPS is saying. When I started with my own practical life, because when I started on my journey, I wasn't educated at all. And then what I tried to do is just try to grab the good books and read and study and listening and learn and observe and research. That's how I started my own journey. So when people now come to me now and said, oh, can you solve this problem for me? Because we can see that you are happy and you're doing well. And I'm trying to tell them, and even some of them, especially with their mindset, and that is why I started Mindset program. They think because you are famous, they can come to you and they can ask anything and you just give it to them free of charge. When I mean anything like money, material things. And I told them, I said, if I give you material things, I am not giving you anything. If I give you money, you won't know the value of that money. But if I teach you or mentor you how I became what I became, then if you take your steps to do it, you will, number one, you will learn, you will succeed. Then number two, you'll be able to say the same things to somebody else. So instead of, so like for example, I'll tell them, I will not give you fish, but I will teach you how to catch fish. So that when the fish finish, you won't come to me. You will learn from how to catch the fish and you will practice it and you will succeed in that. And then when other people comes to you, you'll be able to teach them as well the same thing. So and I believe that your teaching is really, really, really important at this time. Because we have, the whole world has one system of learning. And the system is do it my way, do it this way, do it this way, without them really studying more of what they've learned. Going first to understand it better and also to practice what you've learned, because that is the only value. If you, for example, I have learned, look, I only joined about an hour ago. My book is full. But that doesn't mean that I base everything just on that. I need to meditate on it. I need to think deeply on it. I also need to get my own revelation from it, to understand it, and also to act on it. And that way, it's easy for me to mentor other people. So I'm really, really want to say thank you so much. It's a good teaching, because that's the way we grow. That is why I call my program Mindset and Transformation. So if you really want a change, if you want something in your life, it has to start from the information you store in your heart. How are you treating it? How are you believing it? If it's the very negative, I mean, it's just like what I learned from you today. There is no problem. It's your focus on that problem is the problem. And it is true. And I'm also learning that when you focus, it's just like I work in the hospital part-time. And some people, even when the problem is not there yet, or it's not growing yet, they've jumped into conclusion, oh, I've got headache, I'm going to the hospital, call a doctor, tell me what to do, something like that. And then later on to realize that sometimes doctor also can misinformation given to you. So that's more reason why you don't jump into conclusion. Something happens to me 2 weeks ago, and I just remember what the doctor said now. Take your mind out of it. It doesn't mean that that thing doesn't exist. It's just that that shouldn't take all your focus. Because when you dwell on that focus on it, it starts increasing. So I ignore that. I know he's there, but I ignore that. And as Professor has known me, I'm a woman of possibility. So I say yes, you can to everything. So I said, yes, you are there, but that we won't take my energy. Because where you focus is where your energy is. A week after, the problem disappeared. It was there, but I didn't give attention to that problem. I was busy preparing for my master class, preparing for my program, doing some recording. And by the time I realized it, the problem has gone. I also have another thing I want to say as well. My father-in-law was 110 before he died.
Oh.
He developed a problem, okay? And they were phoning us here in UK to say he has a problem, he needs to go to the hospital, they have to do the operation for him. And his response is, I am not going to the hospital, and I am not doing no operation. And the problem was there. Everybody were panicking. And that was about 10 years before he died. So everybody was suggesting this, you have to do this, you have to go to hospital. He denied everything. And then he carried on doing every other thing he's doing. But guess what? The problem disappeared even before his death. On the days of his death, he has no single problem. In fact, he announced to us that if you see me dimming my eyes, don't rush me to hospital because my time is up. And he died on that day. So what you are teaching, sir, is not in the book. It is powerful, and I'm blessed. I am grateful that I'm sitting under your mentorship to learn all these things. Because if you want to really read millions of books, you will realize that some people have done a good job by cut and paste, but they don't really know what they are talking about or writing about. But when you sit under this mastering, this mentoring under Dr. TPS, you are getting the original teaching. So I just want to use that one to encourage you as I'm encouraging myself. So thank you so much for this time.
Actually, we have great philosophy professor Jayanti and all here. So I speak philosophies, but not what is written in the book as such. You are relating to elderly person who is not able to, take disease as disease. That is why I keep saying illness for the body, disease for the mind. Your body may be sick. Generally, people ask, is it not feeling cold? I keep saying it's feeling cold. It's only feeling. Feeling hot. It is only feeling. Right? See, the feeling of cold and hot, this part of your body is called antenna. Suppose the temperature of your body can be tested with the ear tip. Elizabeth, you can look here. I am showing something. The ear tip is your temperature. The body temperature, whether you have fever or cold, this is the antenna for the temperature. Suppose you close your ear, you will not know the environment temperature. That is why people are covering their ears in the cold regions. This is the antenna, so you cover. Suppose you are feeling hot or cold. We have got lot of farmers, including my father was a farmer. Always I will also keep a towel like this. And this is how I will tie. Once I tie like this, I am fit for the environment. Even if it is raining, if it is hot, nothing affects me. So you close your antenna. Good enough. Right? So you can see people take care of, they are into problem. I cannot change the environment, but I can find shortcuts for avoiding problems. That is what is required. So I have seen the nature tells you a lot of things. Nature tells you a lot of solutions for your problems. At the old age, our teeth are gone. That says that is the time I should stop all solid foods. Suppose you have, God is taking your teeth away. Why? It's asking, stop, only take liquid food. Right? I remember an old man, 100 crossed, came to my house. He wanted 1 cup of warm water and a biscuit. When we give lot of things, he did not eat anything. He took that biscuit, put it into water because his teeth is gone. No teeth were there. And he didn't put a artificial one. This is the philosophy he told. God has removed my teeth, telling that now onwards don't eat anything hard. Your digestive system will not work. And then we gave a bunch of biscuits. He said, keep it. I will have it next year. It doesn't mean those biscuits he will have it next year. It means I am going to visit you next year again. That is the guarantee which he is telling. At the 105 also he says, I will come back to you next year. So that positive mind you should have. Even at the verge of death, you must not be worried about death. Why people should worry about death? Let it come. I am ready. That should be the attitude. People are worried about illness. And Ayurveda, there is a small sloka which says Adi Vyadhi Rupena Jayate. Adi means worry. Vyadhi means disease. It is worry which causes disease. Adi Vyadhi Rupena Jayate. The worry will transform into disease. That's what it says. So most of the problems, I'm not saying all the problems. Suppose your leg is broken, you have no other way. Right? But if your leg is not broken and still somebody want help for climbing the mountain, you must tell them, climb yourself. Somebody comes and says, my back pain is so much, no, I am not able to do anything. I will tell that lady, your child is falling. She will run and catch. No back pain. When your child is falling, no back pain. Otherwise, its back is paining. Why? That means if there is an intention to do, this is what I do. Jokingly, I will do this. When somebody comes with a big problem, I will give a problem solution like this and say, now you walked, now you have run, now you can keep running. Your problem is solved. Because they were so much scared, no, something is going to happen. They were so much worried. Everything is all right. Good enough?
Okay, thank you so much for today's section. I've gained a lot.
So see you tomorrow, 4:30.
See you tomorrow for another day.
Yeah.
So
Vidya Ramachandran, Shalini, Hita, Jayanti, Amrita, Sunny, Topoji, Laxmardi. So Prashantji, Namaskaram for a good start.
thank you.
Shuchita, thank you. I should learn from my sister Elizabeth how to thank each one of you. Generally we don't do, we take people for granted. In India, we have very, very less Thanksgiving program. It's all inside. That's what we keep saying. You know me, I know you. Why should I thank you? Like, so Amrita Sharma has shown the face now. You can unmute.
Yes, sir. Sir,
Yeah. You are happy?
Thank you.
I was on my way home, so I was listening whatever you are saying.
But how do I know unless you reflect?
So I was in my car, so I was thinking that okay, let me hear and concentrate.
Okay. See you tomorrow.
Sure, sir. Sure.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye bye.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.